By the time you're past the age of 40 as a woman, you have been bombarded with every single diet program out there, every fitness program out there. And there's a lot that we're juggling after the age of 40, whether it be kids graduating high school, starting college, getting married, parents are aging. We're still dealing with maybe we're still trying to handle a career right now. We've got a lot on our shoulders after this age of 40, not to mention the hormonal shifts. Well, that's great. Now we have to deal with that and what's going on with our body, with excess body weight, and not being happy with the changes our body's going through. So much that we deal with. And as a coach from Rock That Fitness, I'm super excited to bring on my co-coach, Coach Abby, today on this episode. We're going to talk about all of these specific challenges that women over 40 deal with, and how we do help them inside of Rock That Fitness. No apologies there, but this is a great episode. I'm super excited and pumped to share with you. And I'm excited that Coach Abby's joined me. It's been a minute since she's been on. You're going to love this. Hang out. Hope you love it as much as I do. What's going on, Coach Abby? It's been a minute, girl.
It has been a long minute.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't even know how long it's been.
Well, welcome back to our show, girl. Welcome back.
Great to be back. It's been way too long. Yeah,
I've been looking forward to this next time together here on the podcast. So I'm glad you're back. I'm glad that you are not just surviving. I see you thriving, girl. I see you. So I'm excited for this episode because we're going to be talking about how we're helping women over 40. And we're going to talk about the problems that women come to us in Rock That Fitness, the problems that women over 40 face, how we help them, how you specifically help them with one-on-one, how we both help them inside of our membership. And yeah, this is going to be fun. We're going to deep dive into this. But first, let's talk about why we do what the heck we do and what we're doing. Because we might have some new listeners,
Yeah.
So first, I guess I'll just introduce Rock That Fitness. If you're a new listener to Rock That Fitness with Anna Rockstar and my guest co-coach Abby, we serve a membership of women over 40 in Rock That Fitness, the best online fitness program for women over 40 ever. And what we do is we help women get strong and lean. That's really the bottom line. And how we do it is very different than most programs, because we're working on helping women achieve their goals and sustain them long term. And Coach Abby has been by my side for over a couple of years. I don't even know.
I think it's coming on 3. I think it's, are we 3 or maybe we could, over 3, maybe 4. I don't even remember.
Well, how we do what we do is we provide the tools for women to begin or continue or learn and get involved into a structured strength training program, because a lot of women don't understand that just random workouts and working out with weights is not the key to building muscle and strength. And so we provide them the tools through our app so that they can do structured strength training programs, and they do that every 6 weeks. We provide nutritional training. We help them dial in their nutrition individually for their own personal needs of their body. We help them with their fat loss in that way, or just in performance if they're not looking to shed fat, but they want to recomposition their body. And then all along the way, we're always helping women to just navigate life and change the way that they think, how we think. We're all on our own fitness journeys, but how we think and believe about things, so that we can be sustainable in what we do and feel strong and fit, not just physically, but also mentally, emotionally. So that's how we do what we do, and we serve them online. And we have an app where we share the programming. And we have an online portal with all the lessons, and we have coaching calls. It's a fun place.
It's a
big community. It really is. I mean, really, I don't even, when I left nursing in 2019 to do what I'm doing, I had no idea what an amazing journey I was going to be on, being able to serve women in this online space. It's really cool. And Coach Abby came along, and we connected in a networking group, and we were like, you know what? Come on in here, help. She wanted to come join Rock That Fitness, and I was like, Okay, let's do this. And she's been with us since. And I'm just really excited for what she does. I'm so thankful for her and honored to have her alongside. And Abby is amazing, and she's a physical therapist. If you want to talk about yourself, you can. I just, I'm just going to brag on you for a minute. But ever since then, I've been able to hand over the reins to her to do our programming in Rock That Fitness, which she does an outstanding job. She walks through. When you come into Rock That Fitness, you're not just going to be handed a workout and then go, on your own.
No PDFs and see you
No
later.
PDFs here. And Coach Abby is just fantastic. She walks us through every 6 weeks. She walks through every training session, what to be, how to do the exercises, what to be looking for, and any modifications that you might need along the way. So it's fantastic. And she also does a Monday coaching call inside of our community, among other things. And she is head of our one-on-one coaching. She is one-on-one coach of a very, very nice long roster of women that are getting outstanding results with that one-on-one individualized, customized programming. So that's kind of like the summer. It's a lot, but we love what we do. And so Abby, I don't know what you want to say. You want to say something about yourself?
I mean, I think you've said everything that I had thought of, and I wouldn't be here, meaning here in RTF, really just helping these women transform their lives without. I mean, Anna is the star of the show here. She's the she had a vision for this, for RTF, and the vision is now a reality, and I'm just very lucky and grateful to be a part of it. And like we're on this ride together, and it would have never been that way if she didn't have this vision. So Anna, thank you for.
Well, sure. I don't know if I'm the star. Yeah. Everybody else, if it wasn't for everybody else, I mean, what am I? I feel the same way in my band. I'm like, I can't be so great without the band.
Well, we're all in this together, and it wouldn't be, if we didn't have each other. That's what makes it go around. Everybody from Carla to, everybody, our community support. Just everything. So I don't think I want to add anything. You did a pretty great job on, who we help, what we do, in RTF. And
well, I also want to mention to people who don't know you, Abby, that you've been doing this for how long? You've been personal training for how many years?
I mean, at least 20, if not, between the 15 and 20 year mark.
Yeah. And you're a physical therapist.
Yes. I don't practice anymore, obviously, because I do this full time. However, yes, that's the background. So I bring a lot of, we deal with injury stuff. We deal with clients that have pain. We deal with some of those things that I can definitely help navigate. But yep, that my background is therapy, and I love the strength training piece of what I do, and that's kind of my bread and butter is the programming. And I've been head of one-to-one coaching now for the last, I say, couple years. I have a great roster of ladies, and it's incredible.
Speaking of that roster, I'm going to brag on you about that too. The turnover is very low, and
these women stay with me forever, man.
Exactly. So I'm just saying, like, that speaks volumes in itself. Like, there's not a high turnover rate, y'all listening. We're going to give you the opportunity to join in if you want one-on-one coaching with Coach Abby to get some amazing Rockstar results, like legit. You'll want to have one of these golden spots, get your golden ticket by putting in an application. But yeah, I mean, we were just talking about that the other day when we were kind of going over the roster and talking about, we stay real close, tight knit group here. We love our women. Coach Abby and I get together and we talk about them behind their backs. Nothing that we wouldn't say in front of their back, but we're proud of them. And I was just like, dang, Abby, it's hard to get a spot with you because nobody wants to leave.
It's a great problem to have.
Yes, that's what we said. We said this is a great problem. It's not really a problem, but
I do want to say they stay not because they're not getting results. By the way, they stay because they enjoy the coaching, they enjoy the accountability, and we just keep bringing different levels to them. So yeah,
I really hope that just recorded because I just fumbled my mic.
Oh, well,
I just dropped my cable. Can you please repeat that? Because I didn't hear
yes.
it.
Yeah, so I was saying, they don't stay with me for long periods because they're not getting results. They stay with me
Yeah,
because
yeah,
they are, and they love the accountability. They love,
yeah,
what we do in there, and so yeah,
yeah. Great
they don't
point.
want to leave.
That's a great point. They don't want to leave. Yeah. And no, and that's so funny that you said that because I had somebody that I was talking to in the business networking groups, and they're like, why are these ladies staying with your membership for 3 and 4 years? Are they not getting results? I'm like, no, it's not that at all. They're getting
They're
results,
getting the
and they're
results.
staying
Hmm.
because getting results and continuing your strength training is an ongoing thing, and they love the connection and the support and encouragement that they're getting. It's not because they're not
Hmm.
getting results. They're absolutely
Right.
getting results. But
Absolutely.
yeah, I thought that was a funny thing because I'm always thinking, of course they're staying with us for years. They love Rock That Fitness, but nobody pointed that out to me. Like, that doesn't seem right. Why are they still there? Well, they love it and they're getting results and they want to
Hmm.
continue strength training. So, yeah. Anyway, fun point. Um, what inspired you, Abby, to work with women over 40?
Well, if I'm being honest, I didn't start out, uh, thinking
Yeah. Yeah.
that.
Right. Right.
I think women over 40 sort of found me, in a
Hmm.
way. But I actually just turned 40 last year. But ironically, I've been working with women over 40, for a lot of my career. And like I said, I think sometimes the right people find you, but also, I in earlier age, early 30s, even late 20s, had dealt with a lot of issues that usually women don't deal with later in life. So, that was one of the reasons. Is I think they found me, and I think I realized how, I don't know, I'm going to brag on myself how good of a job I do with these women. And I started working with a few women, and then you start to get to know what these women specifically need, and that you're helping them, and then it just grows and grows and grows. And I see I see things in. I don't ever want age to be a factor of anything. I don't. And so when we're getting down to the point of, what makes me love to work with women over 40 is because I want to show them things that they never thought possible. And I don't ever want them to say, well, I'm too old for this, or, um, getting them to understand that if they do these things that we do in RTF, like, their entire lives can change. And that's what I'm about, is changing lives. So, like I said, I think I never thought I was going to work with women over 40, and it
Yeah.
just became that.
Yeah.
And this niche, I don't know if niche
Yeah.
or whatever, found me. And then I realized how much I loved it, because I just love to see strong women. And now that I am in my 40s, it's like, yeah, things are different, but we don't have to let ageism, come into play. We can still do all these things that we want to do. And I don't care what age you are, like, getting you into the gym, getting you stronger, getting you to, visibly see that from, um, whether you start seeing muscles or you start lifting weights, like more weights than you ever thought possible, and just feeling that confidence is, I mean, there's nothing like it to
Yeah.
me. So,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm kind of in the same boat, a little bit different. But when I started out, obviously, I didn't know I was just going to help women. And in
mhm.
fact, when I went into the online space to help women with their health and their fitness and weight loss, I'm just like, all women. Like, let's not worry about age. That's how I felt about it.
Yeah.
Oh, it just well, being in business and learning the online space and all that kind of stuff, I realized that I did need to more niche down because it was too broad, and it's just important for women that are over 40 to know that this is their place. And I started my long-term results right when I was 46.
Hmm.
I made up my decision, so I was in my 40s. Now I'm
Right.
54, and sure, I'm still saying, hey, women over 40, women over 40. But I've always been connecting with any age. Like I just
Yeah.
have this personality. I mean, this is who I am, and I'll connect with you if you're 20. I'll connect with you if you're 70.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but because I'm over 40, and I am, I feel like I can connect with women that have kids, they're married, they're having careers, these sorts of things that I also have had. So for me, being able to help women over 40, I'm inspired to help them because myself and my own career endeavors and everything that I encountered in my own transformation, that, I was working full time as a nurse. And I had 3 kids, and I was also going through a divorce. And I know what it feels like to have all of the pressures of life on you, yet wanting to change your body and your health, right? And being able to overcome all those obstacles. And I want to inspire and motivate women over 40, whatever your obstacles are in life. There's really no reason. There's no reason that you cannot take care of yourself and become the best version of yourself. So I get very pumped up and excited about it. I'm very inspired to help women over 40 for that reason, because I've
Mm-hmm.
done it, and it sounds so cliche, like, well, I did it, so you can do it too. Like I know that
But
that can
it's
be
true.
so annoying, but the fact is, it's true, and I have grown so much in my own personal journey. I see it for myself. I see it for our clients. We create our reality. And so we
Mm-hmm.
need to believe and look into the future that way. So I know it's possible. And I just want to inspire more and more women to do it. And I'm like you, I get so excited to see. I'm the one that wants to see you succeed. I want to see you win. I mean, that's my mission in life, to see more women succeed with their health and their fitness. So that's why we have
Mm-hmm.
we focus in on women over 40, and we we have lots of women that are even over 40, like in their 50s and 60s as well. So it's
Mm-hmm.
not just women in their 40s. So I
Yep.
guess we can just go ahead. It looks like you have something you wanted to say, but if you want to go ahead, or we can
Oh,
just go into the problems that we help women with, the ones that come to us. What are the problems that the women over 40 come with us? What did you want to say, Abby?
oh no, I was thinking about a one-to-one client who is I believe Kim is 67, 68, but we'll
Uh-huh.
talk about her in a little bit.
Oh,
We'll talk about those kind of wins, etc.
okay, cool, cool, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we've got women over 70 in there. And they are lifting deadlifting with barbells.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
all right. So what would you say, Abby, are the most common struggles, challenges over that women over 40 come to us with?
You know, they come to us. Well, you could have two different people. You could have one person who is thinks they're doing everything right. They're doing all the boot camp style workouts. They're doing all the cardio. They're dieting, and they're just not making any progress. So you have those women who come to us. What am I doing wrong? Don't know what they're doing right. Or you have the other woman who is over 40 and is kind of at a beginning phase. I don't want to say beginner level, but maybe they've been just focused on weight loss, and that hasn't worked. You have the women who have always been searching for the quick fix, and maybe we could categorize that, somewhere in the middle. So you said, when they come to us, what challenges are they facing? Is that what the sorry,
Yeah,
I
no, no,
totally
no.
lost my
What are the most common struggles that women over 40 are coming to us with?
Mhm. So the first thing I would say is they don't know what structured strength training is. So I think that's a struggle, is they don't know what to do in the gym.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah.
Um, the second one is they struggle with getting, from a nutrition standpoint, getting enough protein. They don't understand. They think they're eating properly, and they quickly realize they're not. So they struggle with nutrition,
Mhm.
and knowing what to do there. They think they just need to lose weight, they need to diet, and they need to starve themselves.
Mhm.
They struggle with accountability, and the all or nothing mentality. I think that's a big one. These women come in with, they have a perfection mindset, and if they can't do everything, they're not going to do anything. I hear that all the time. I'm such an all or nothing person, and it's a pattern of
Yeah.
of women at that age. I mean, they struggle with the, as the hormonal shifts and changes, and how to deal with that, because when I was in my 20s, I always thought, like, my mom was crazy for saying, well, things change when you get older. And I was like, oh my God. And I would roll my eyes at her. And
You're
but
like,
they
they're not changing
do.
for me.
They do. And what maybe used to work, or you know, what worked early on, in your 20s and 30s, doesn't necessarily work anymore. And we have to play those shifts in hormones. We're going through the pauses, like, and it doesn't, so they struggle with also using that as an excuse too. They struggle with not knowing the right kind of habits to have, and doing less but more smart, like, not doing constantly overdoing. So what am I missing here? All or nothing mindset. They struggle with body image issues, they struggle with confidence, lack of confidence. They're burned out, they're
Yeah.
tired,
And they've
they're
tried
they've
everything.
tried everything,
They
they've tried
come to
every
us and
diet
they've
under the
tried
sun.
everything.
They've tried everything.
They
they're
want to
they're
they
doing
want to
all
lose
these.
weight. They want to
Yes, they
lose
want to
weight.
lose
That's one of the
weight.
biggest ones. Like we've got to
Mm-hmm.
highlight that. That's like one of the biggest ones. They want to lose weight. And I think that the women that come to us, they have all of these struggles, but when they get introduced to us and the approach that we're taking, they see that it's different, that we're not trying to pitch them some sort of quick fix or a diet
Right.
program that's going to help them lose weight really fast. They see that what we're about is helping them establish a lifestyle that's going to get them the results ultimately. But in the meantime, they're going to love their life, they're going to love their body, and they're going to love what
Mm-hmm.
they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what we're
They,
about.
right. And they struggle, two things I just popped into my brain is, they struggle with limiting beliefs, and they struggle with misinformation.
Sure, they're
I
being
think I
bombarded with
think
it.
I think women between 40 and 60 have it, I don't know, have it the worst or whatever. I think that there are so many ineffective messages on social media for that age group,
Yeah,
and it's hard, and quick fix solutions, and
I know. It just
unsustainable methods, and they're being bombarded with this on social media all the time.
I know. It you and I've talked about this before. Like that's something that just stirs me to no end.
Mm-hmm.
I get angry about it because I see them being they're just they're being baited and they're believing
Yes.
it and they think that that's just the one they're looking, they're seeking for that one thing, like the secret, and that's why they keep on buying all these things, which when they hear about us, they're like, well, I've already spent so much money on
Mm-hmm.
all of these programs. I don't want to join, and it's going to be one more thing that I tried.
Yep.
I hate that because it's like, but we're not a stupid diet.
No, we're not a stupid diet. We're not just a program.
Yeah,
It's,
yeah. Anyway,
so.
I think that pretty much, yeah. Women over 40 being bombarded with a lot of misinformation. I mean, at this stage in our lives, 40s and 50s, we have heard it all. We have tried everything. And now we don't even know what to believe anymore. We've been programmed with all kinds of things. I mean, the list is endless. Exercise, move more, eat less, all of the things, stay away from carbs, low fat, like all of the programming that women come in here and they're just like, I'm done. What do I do?
Yep.
And this is the beauty. This is on the bright side. On the bright side, it's like, okay, you're done with all that. Good. Come here.
Yep.
Come
Exactly.
here. We're gonna help you out, girl. Just you come in here with your empty. Empty your cup. Let's empty it. Let's be coachable. We're going to
Mm-hmm.
walk you and take you through the steps.
Yep.
So that's the beauty of it. They've tried it all. So now they're ready. Usually they're ready to come in here and do the thing.
Yes.
Yeah. And they are facing unique challenges with menopause, premenopause, menopause, and then postmenopause, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we address those things. We're not
Yep.
ignoring it. We're not experts
No.
in that, but we're very aware of it, and we don't pretend like that doesn't exist because obviously there's a hormonal shift. However, our approach is like you have a ton of power over your body.
Mm-hmm.
In spite of that, here's what we can do with your strength training and your nutrition. In spite of that, you can have huge wins in this area of your physique. um, yeah. So what do you think are some misconceptions that, now that you mentioned it, what are some misconceptions that you think that women are having about fat loss and exercise or nutrition? I think I just mentioned one, but what comes to mind for you?
Misconceptions about how to lose fat.
Yeah. Or
Mm-hmm.
just anything. What is a misconception? What is one of their biggest misconceptions when they come in?
Whew. Only one.
There's a lot.
I see.
There's so
The
much.
first thing that comes to mind is they have to eat little calories.
Right.
That
Yeah.
they
They think they
can't
have to
eat.
have a
They
few.
can't.
That's tough. That
Yes.
makes it so hard, right? We're trying to help them eat
Mm-hmm.
more. And
Yeah.
they that's a big one. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for them to shift that. It takes time. But they do.
Um,
They come around.
Yep. The second one is they have this misconception that they have to work out more, or if they're resting too, like progressive strength training in an actual program is a lot of times foreign to somebody coming in, because we're taught they think they have to be sweaty, they think they have to be sore, they have to have their heart rate up for the whole
Yeah.
time of the workout, and they have to do more in order
Right.
to lose weight. So
Yeah,
you
yeah, and
know,
they think this other misconception, like, oh, I how many calories did I burn? And
yes.
they're looking at their fitness tracker, like, oh, I burned 500 calories.
Mm-hmm.
That whole got to work harder to get your goals. Which we're like, no, we're going to take a step back and watch how you can actually relax
Yeah.
and enjoy this process. It's not That's a big misconception that you
Yep.
have to be it's so intense all the time. In fact, it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be working against us after the age of
Against them.
40.
Yep. Let's work
So,
with your body. Like, it's
yeah.
really about lowering your stress levels as much as
Yeah, it really
possible,
is.
and getting better sleep, etc. So that's another misconception. Another misconception is they still see the scale as the
Mm,
ultimate measurement tool of success.
yeah. It's interesting too because both of those things, those misconceptions are things that even though we bring them in to Rock That Fitness, whether they go one-on-one with you or whether they're in the group setting with their coaching, either way, it takes time. It's not like they come in and they immediately understand we've told them once. It takes repetition to reprogram our thinking. It takes time. It takes being surrounded by this community and
Yep.
watching women having getting their goals and getting results and being surrounded by these other women that are getting results and are learning. Like, everybody learns from each other. So it's not like these mindset shifts happen immediately. They just take time. But we want to
Mm-hmm.
surround ourselves with the people that help us to change the way that we think so that it sinks in and it helps us reprogram. So, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
those misconceptions are huge when they come in. But over time, as they stay patient with themselves, stay patient with the process, those things change, which it's a beautiful thing to witness.
Yep.
So, how we help? Let's talk about how we help them. Let's talk about how we help our Rockstar clients. What's different about our approach compared to like traditional fitness programs? What would you say, Abby?
Oof. And I mean, you're talking to somebody who has seen a lot of other programs and in the industry, and seen a lot of other, um, even women's fitness groups. And I think one of the biggest thing, I don't know, there's so many things that we do differently, but I think we really emphasize that they need the whole package. We're working with them with their strength training, their fitness, their nutrition, and their mindset. Um, and I think a lot of programs we're not promising any quick fixes. I think a lot of programs are out to get people very quick results. And by results, I mean starve them and tell them to eat little calories so they see a weight number drop.
Yeah.
What we do in RTF, Rock That Fitness, is sustainability. What we do is we want to change your body composition. What we do is we we just don't want you to get results. We want you to keep them forever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think, and also the community. But you know what? I think one of the biggest differences is that we care. and I hate to even have to
Oh, that's
say
big.
that,
No, I
but
know.
I feel like we genuinely care about these women and want to see them succeed, and they're just not numbers that come in to our program.
Yeah, that's big.
I
That's
mean,
big.
I'm not apologizing for saying that.
No, I'm not either because, and it's not like I mean, I do want to set us apart because I mean, anybody could set up an online program, virtual,
Mm-hmm.
and provide a workout and then get
Yep.
thousands of people to sign up for a very small price point. That's
Yep.
not hard. It's easy to
Yep.
do. But we're here to coach.
It's
We're
all free
here.
too, by the way.
What's that?
You can
You can
Google
set stuff up
free
for free. Yeah. Oh, you
free
can get a lot of
stuff.
free stuff out
Yeah,
there.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a ton of free programs and whatever,
Yeah.
but we want to coach you, but we also want the best for you,
Yeah.
and
For you
we want
personally.
yes
We're
for
not
the
a
rest
cookie
of your
cutter.
life.
We're not a cookie cutter, even though all of our
No.
women in the membership are going through the same program. It's still individualized because they can choose how many splits they're doing. They can choose whether they're doing it, dumbbell and bands, whether they're doing
Mm-hmm.
full gym access. And it doesn't really matter what program it doesn't matter whether they do any of those. What matters is they're doing it individually for themselves, and we coach them in the intensity and we help them with modifications and what they need.
Mm-hmm.
So that really sets us apart. We're
Mm-hmm.
there coaching them, and we always tell our ladies, you're going to get what you put into.
Yep.
What you put into it, you're going to get out of it.
Right.
And we see that all the time. So just like any membership, you're going to have some people that they don't do anything and they don't get
Yep.
any results, just like any program. And then you
Mm-hmm.
see some people, they put in and they ask questions, a million questions. I love that. I love when
Mm-hmm.
people are invested in themselves to ask a million questions. Take up your space, girl. Take up space.
Exactly.
Ask the questions. You deserve it. You're paying just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get
So,
coached if something,
yeah,
that's why you're here. Like,
right,
you're here to do something different because what you've done a million other times hasn't worked.
right. And
I mean, I like, just plain and simple. It
exactly.
hasn't.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think this is a good spot. Let's just say, what does it mean? We're coming into Rock That Fitness. Let me tell you what's the difference, because we're going to coach you. What does that mean? Because anybody can give you a plan. Here's a meal plan. There you go. Hey, here's your strength training program. There you go. Coaching is different. You have the tools, but now we're helping you navigate your own personal life so that you can execute the tools
Mm-hmm.
and get the results. Coaching helps you open your mind, helps you get motivated, inspired, gives you insight you may not have thought of. That's what coaching is all about, right? So,
Coaching is anybody can have all the information. Like, I promise you can get anything you want for free, any information you can, anything is out there available. But coaching helps you execute on that information.
yeah.
Coaching helps you stay accountable to what you said you were going to do. Coaching, a coach, I always tell my clients, you can borrow my belief in you.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Yep.
borrowing, you're having
what I
someone
do.
that believes in you. You're
Yeah.
having somebody that picks you up when you fall down, you have a bad
Right.
day. You're helping your coaching is having somebody get you back on track.
Right.
Coaching is, it's not, coaching is not just, oh, here's
So
your nutrition and here's your workouts.
So Abby, because you said that, like I love that you brought that up. Give me an example. Give me like a straight up real life example of what you're talking about. Think about one of your clients that has hit some kind of like stumbling block in their life, obstacles, something came up, and they're just feeling self defeat. They're feeling like, they're taking one step forward, two steps back. Life is, really coming down on them. They feel like, how do you help them? How do you help them back up? What kind of things do you do as a coach to help them?
Hmm.
I know it's going to be specific to the person, right? But think
Is
of an example. Do you have something you can think of?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely very individualized, but for me, when clients, I always tell them, don't ever run away from me, run to me. Okay, so we're all going to face things in our life. We're all going to go through things in our life. Um, so when this happens with the client, when they had a bad week, they've got a lot of life stuff, and I'm trying to think of a specific example, but you put me on the spot, and I didn't. I just,
You're on. That's right. The spotlight is on, girl.
okay. So for instance, if I have a client, I have a couple of clients right now who have been through some pretty bad injuries. Okay. And without coaching, they could have easily let themselves slip into every other area.
Mm-hmm.
However, and this is a real world example.
This is real. Yep.
This is real. This is
Yeah.
real. Abby, if I didn't have you to check in with or tell me it's going to be okay or work around whatever I need to work around, I would have quit a long time ago.
Yeah. No, for real.
I
Yeah.
I would have given up a long time ago, but because I know you're here, because I know you're helping me navigate through this, I believe that I can get through this, and I will do it. I'm going to do what I can,
Yeah.
and and they're actually getting amazing results with,
And that's
you
right
know.
there that's like prime example of why one-on-one coaching is so
Mhm.
valuable. It's like the best
Mhm.
level of coaching because they have that
Mhm.
individual um they know that you know all of the details of what's going on because you keep up with them in their check-ins, and they know that and you're able to offer a perspective that they hadn't probably thought about, because like what you said, a lot of times a woman will have a limitation, an injury, a surgery that they're recovering from or whatever, and they tend to say, oh, I had this happen. And now, no shade, no judgment, we're human, and I think it's very human nature to do this, right? To say, I'm just going to have to, it's not the right time, I'm going to have
Yep.
to wait till 3 months from now, 4 months, 6 months from now. But then we're like, wait, hold on. You're giving all of your power away. So we remind them, look, you still have this much power. You can actually still make progress. Now, it's not going to be as fast, but you're still going to be making progress rather than just stopping. When you stop, now you've lost all momentum. And not only do you stop,
Mhm.
a lot of times with injuries and limitations, let's face it, we end up adding weight to our body. We don't feel good. It just makes the situation worse. So having that one-on-one coach is going to say, wait, hold on. We have a lot we can do. And then it just really increases their confidence level to know you got their back. And that
Mhm.
energy is just like revitalized, and they can start focusing on the things that they do have control over. So man, one-on-one coaching is so
Mhm.
people don't understand, like so many people don't understand the
Mhm.
value.
But also, it's the mere fact that when you make the investment in yourself, but when
Yeah.
you do have that coach on the other end, you all of a sudden start to make different decisions because we don't like to disappoint other people.
Yeah.
um, but you also you all of it like all these clients come on board and they know that I'm like watching them like a hawk, like not in a bad way, but they will make different decisions and they're going to stay more accountable and consistent because of that. And when you stay more consistent, guess what? You get better results because of that. You're going to make, well, I was gonna say, screw it, and I wasn't going to track today, but I knew that you were going to be looking at my nutrition, so I
Yeah.
decided to track. Just little stuff like
Yeah. And
that.
but what's great, oh, go ahead. I didn't
Little
interrupt
stuff
you.
like that. But then also, like, coaching. Another, coaching example would be, me teaching them to not fear the scale anymore. So they step on the scale, maybe it goes up, they message me, Abby, the scale was up, but you've been teaching me what that scale number actually means, so it doesn't even bother me anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
working through those kind of things. And I'm not saying, and that's some of the coaching piece of it,
Right.
is working on shifting those thoughts, those beliefs. But yeah, that ultra accountability, but just knowing that someone's got your back every single day that you can reach out to, and you don't have to feel judgment about it. But I always say my job is to shorten the gap of when we get off track to when we get back on.
Yeah,
Literally.
definitely. No, for real.
Literally,
Yeah.
that is my job.
Yep.
Because when I can get you to a point where I don't know, I don't know, a slip up is the word, like you miss a workout, or you had a meal you hadn't planned on and you decide to get right back on track, that next decision, making it a good one, that's when I know that I've done a really great job with somebody. I
Mhm.
did this, but you know what? I decided that my next meal, I just got right back on track,
Yeah.
instead of letting days and weeks go by and
Yeah.
getting beat up, beating yourself up. That is, I mean, that's coaching.
Yeah. And that's the different that's the reason it's so important to have. I'm going to say, like what you just said about how they would go ahead and track their food even though they weren't going to, but they know somebody's going to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like event at some point we become accountable to ourselves. But that practice of doing it, knowing someone's going to
Mm-hmm.
look at it, having that in practice and repeating it and establishing that as a habit because you have that somebody that's overseeing you, then it becomes more habitual. Whereas if you don't have that, then you tend to just go off track and you never
Yep.
get that habit in place and get that skill in place because you didn't have the, it's almost like training wheels, or I don't know, like I'm trying to think of a way to, what's an analogy for that. But we all need that somehow, where we are forced to keep on sticking with our habits, sticking
Mm-hmm.
with those skills and practicing over and over.
Mm-hmm. Or just
I
having somebody hold you to the fire too.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah. Believing in you and knowing that you can do it, like
Yes.
reminding you, hey, hello, you're
Yeah.
fully capable of this.
Hey, remember when you told me this at the
Yeah.
beginning, that you
Nice.
wanted, yeah, that
Yeah.
you wanted
I
this?
love it. Yep. Yep.
And then it's like, oh, that she just held a mirror in front of me.
Yes. And that goes across the board with
Yes.
all coaching. I was just talking to one of my mentors yesterday, and she was one of my mentors for 2 years. Like she hasn't mentored me in a long time, but I just touched base with her. I said, hey, I just want you to know that for the time that I was under your business coaching, there are two big things I got out of that. You
Mm-hmm.
really taught me and helped me learn to believe in myself and trust
Mm-hmm.
myself. And you taught me how I could establish my schedule and manage my time. These are the same type of things that we can coach in when we're coaching with our clients in fitness. It's the same stuff, it's coaching. So it's very impactful to have that one person that is addressing your own personal needs, what you need one on
Mm-hmm.
one.
Yeah.
So,
And this, I mean, from a tactile, I don't know if tactile is the word, but also, like, yes, if programming can be more individualized that way,
yeah,
because some people have injuries, some people
right.
have um, lack of equipment, some people they want to focus on, I want to get my first pull up, or they have these different goals, and that's where also the individuality piece comes in,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
programming. Yep.
And also, what I like what you said about shortening the gap between where
Mm-hmm.
they are and where they want to be. When you
Yeah.
have that individualized coaching, they have invested in it. It's like rather than spinning your wheels. This is a money thing, in some regards, it is a money thing. And I wasn't going to go here, but money is an exchange. It's an energy exchange. And I think so many times we think, oh, that's too expensive. But then have we ever stopped to say, what's the cost of not doing it?
Mm-hmm.
How
Can I
long
say
is it
something
going to
real quick
take you?
about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I find this interesting because money is just an exchange, and it's an investment into a future you. And the
Yeah.
reason people don't want to spend money on coaching is because they lack the self belief that they're going to follow through.
Ooh, that's
It's
deep.
Yeah, they lack the
That
self
is
belief that
really
they're going to
deep.
follow through,
Yeah.
because I want this is gonna people are gonna
This is the
get
stuff. I
people are
know.
gonna get smacked in the face right now, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but I promise you, if I told you that I had this magic pill that if you took it, you would get any instant results and everything you wanted. You could dream body, anything you look the way you want to look, like whatever, but it cost $20,000.
Yeah.
You would find a way to
Find a
pay for
way.
it.
Yeah.
And
That's right.
that is the difference. And I people at home, or ladies at home that are not investing in themselves and just, thought to themselves, oh my God, I would pay that much if it was just a quick fix. And it's
Right.
because you don't have the self belief that you're going to follow through.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why.
And we can this goes for any area of our lives, really. If we think about it, think about a time when you invested a huge amount of money for something because you believed in it, right? And if
Yep.
you hadn't, you would have still be at square one. I don't know if that makes sense. But
Mm-hmm.
it's the same thing in business. I mean, I've had business coaching, and people would freak out if they knew, the amount that I've invested in myself.
Me too.
But I know that the people who don't invest in themselves, they're still way back there. They're
Yep.
way back there. I mean, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
thinking to myself, and it's not mean or ugly. It's just a fact.
No, it's
When we
just right.
invest in
Exactly.
ourselves, which is the best investment you can ever make, when you invest in yourself, which investing in yourself in fitness, in your health and your fitness on a personal level like this is is huge. When you invest in yourself, you are going to reap the rewards. And it is scary. It's putting yourself on the hook. I talk about this all the time, because when you place that money on the table and you're like, okay, there, I'm ready.
It's scary.
It's very scary, but it puts you on the hook. This is how come so many people get no results, because they think, I
Yep.
can do it myself. I'm not going to spend that
Mm-hmm.
money. So what's
Yep.
happening?
You're not
$20
doing
in a
it by
program,
yourself.
$20 in some kind of program. They're not
Yep.
motivated and
And
driven and
no,
excited to
yep,
show up.
exactly. And
There's
nobody's
no
keeping them accountable,
Nobody's
and
holding them accountable.
nobody's,
Yeah, it's
yep,
easy just to be like, oh, I only paid $20 for that. No big deal.
yep, yeah.
No, but if you paid a few $1,000s, oh, hello, you're showing up. And guess what happens?
You-
You're investing in yourself. The money
Mhm.
invested is the skin in the game, and you are going to get
Mhm.
results. I didn't know we were going to go into
I
this
know
topic, but
this
I
is
get
this
fired
is
up about
different, but
this.
I do too, because it's everybody's always thinking, well, what if I do this and it doesn't work? Okay,
Well,
well, let's
that's a
flip it.
terrible way to
What if
think.
That's what most people think though? What if I
Right,
do this and it doesn't work?
right.
But there's never the thought of, wow, what if I do this and it changes my freaking life?
Yeah,
What if I do this and it is the last thing I need? What if I do this and it does work? Like,
yeah,
let's flip it.
yeah. That's right. Well, that's what we are. Man,
Mhm.
I didn't know we were going to go here. We didn't even go over everything we were ready to go over. Let me look and see it, my notes here, because like we barely scratched the surface on stuff. But I feel like
Maybe we could do a part two.
maybe, but I really think that we've covered some really great ground here.
Yes.
Because we can talk all day long about how to do the thing. Okay. It's not about the how. It just isn't.
No.
All day long you can Google the how. It's getting down to why you want what you want. You really want it. And when you know what you want and you have a vision for yourself and you realize that you deserve to have the best, like you're meant for more.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of us is meant for more. This life is short. We're not getting any younger. When you get to this point, you're like, the how's going to show up. You just have to have the why and the
Yep.
want and the desire. The how's going to be there. And I don't know how much time you have left, Abby, but I want to share some actual testimonial stuff that we have that
Mm-hmm.
you don't even know about. I get
Oh,
testimonial stuff
what?
all the time from our people. No, I don't even know if I've even read this one. This is very recent. I have two I'm going to talk about. How much time? You get a few more minutes?
Yeah.
Do you have to
Go
get?
for it.
Okay. Well, what we wanted to do was we wanted to talk about what are the challenges that women over 40 come into with us, and how we help them. And we help them in two levels, and sometimes both levels. A lot of times both levels. They can either come in, Rock That Fitness membership, and begin their training. We The lessons, everything's there inside a members portal. And if they do the Kickstart small group coaching for 6 weeks, I'm guiding them step by step, week by week inside of small groups. Very effective for getting started.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then even from membership, after they've been in membership a while and they've gotten some success, and then they're like, I really want to dive in and I want to invest even more. And then they'll sign up, put an application with you and do one-on-one with you. Or they do one-on-one. They're not a part of membership yet. They start doing one-on-one, and all of our one-on-one clients get access to membership. Eventually they start to get in there too. But that community is amazing. It's so powerful. I think it's better than Disney as far as
Yes.
like the positive place to be for women, right? Because I'm always hearing these stories. I'm not a part of those groups of women being ugly and the mean girls. I mean, we're over here in
Oh,
this big
yeah.
rock star world that I'm happy to be a part of, and I don't need to know what's going on. But I hear stories. But really, this is like the happiest place on earth for women over 40.
Yep.
But anyway, these are the two ways that we serve our ladies. Very effective. And so I wanted to kind of talk about the tracks that they go on, but I don't even think we need to do that. What I think I want to do is, number one, I want to say, if you are listening and you feel compelled, like you're ready to jump in and do something different, because really nothing changes until we do something different. You
Yep.
can't expect something different until you do something different. And so I just want you to know that, Coach Abby and I are here for you, and Rock That Fitness is probably for you, especially if you're listening and you're vibing with us.
Mm-hmm.
And in the show notes, you can click on the link to learn about how you could get on the priority list to join us for the next Rock That Fitness open membership enrollment. Or even put in an application with Coach Abby, because she is going to be taking on a few more clients. In what was the date, Abby?
We are kicking off February 17th.
All right. So your
Mm-hmm.
next one-on-one group of ladies, because we like to have them all start at the same time. Um,
Yes.
and so the next one-on-one group of ladies, not group coaching, they are one-on-one.
Yep.
But they're going to be starting. Say the date again. February 17th.
February 17th.
Okay. So put in an application if you're interested. Even if you're just curious, you can
Even if
still
you're
put in the
curious,
application,
yeah.
because Coach Abby will definitely set up a call with you and you can
Yep.
ask questions and discover if it's a good fit or not. I mean, really, it's what we want to
Mm-hmm.
find out, because you may or may
Yep.
not be a great fit, and that's what we want.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Um,
accept everybody.
yeah.
it's
And that's not in a
it's
bad
just
way, because
it's not
some
that it's not in a
people,
bad way. No.
yeah, no, because we're not here just going to take everybody. We are going to guide
No.
you. If we don't think that Rock That Fitness is a good fit for you,
Mm-hmm.
then we're going to guide you and suggest another path. But also in the show notes, there's a link so that you can learn more about Rock That Fitness membership
Mm-hmm.
and how we can serve you in that capacity, and when we're going to be doing the next enrollment. But get on that priority list if you're interested. So, yeah. Anything else you want to say? Oh, Abby, yeah, you wanted to talk about anything, like one of your one-on-one, give us a great example, or one of your, I don't know, give us a story of one of your one-on-ones that you're excited about, success stories.
Oh man, gosh,
There's too
there's so
many.
many to pick from. So I have a couple different I'll try to make this quick. Um, I'm working with a client I've been working with for probably 8 months. Who this is going to be kind of a little different testimonial, but she started working with me. I'm gonna say 8 months ago. Came to me with really severe fibromyalgia. And she was very, very hesitant to get,
Mm.
because she hasn't had any coaches that have been able to work with her.
Oh, wow.
They will, yes, and
So
they will.
without the names, excuse me,
Hmm.
is this the same person that we were just talking about recently?
Yes,
Okay, okay, okay. I just wanna
yes,
make
yes,
sure.
it is. Um, and so she was very hesitant to work with me because
Mhm.
she just had not had good experiences in the past. She didn't have a coach that really understood her and really listened to her
Yeah,
needs.
right.
So she could never strength train. She could never do any and get any results because, something like this, obviously, with my therapy background, I have more knowledge than most people, etc. And so, um, but here we are 8 months later, and she, I want to say, is down 40 pounds.
Wow.
And she has never been able to
Wow.
have this much progress
Amazing.
pain free
Yeah.
with strength training in
Mm,
like since she could remember. And we have our ups and downs by, I'm
yeah.
not going to sugarcoat it, but I'm just like, I can't even describe to you how great of a feeling that is to be able to work with somebody that thought it was hopeless.
Right.
And she finally found somebody that was really supporting her, really listening to her, really taking into account the individuality that she needed.
Yeah.
So that's one of many of my favorites from that standpoint. Another one, I literally just got this message. This is not even kidding you. I saw it on the side of my screen and I
Oh,
was like, oh
really?
man, you got to be kidding.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It was from a check-in today. This client is actually a recent one. So
Okay.
previous client has been working with me for a while. This client has been working with me for about 5 weeks. Um, she's down, I believe, 6 to 8 pounds
Uh-huh.
in 5 weeks. But here's what she said, and she came to me struggling because she's just like, I do well, I just cannot stay consistent. Like I just cannot get my S together. And
That's the other one that they come to us with. Most women are coming in here because of
mhm.
that lacking
She's
consistency.
like, I do good, and so she just wrote to me like everything. I've never been in a program where I feel like I'm not dieting.
Mm,
This feels like not a natural, like I'm developing habits that feel so
mm,
natural. And I'm
yeah.
actually really proud of myself for being so consistent for the last 5 weeks. I don't know. I don't know in the last 20 years that I've
Wow.
ever been this consistent for this long.
Wow.
Thank you for just your support, Abby. I'm really happy that I chose to do one on one coaching. It's been the missing link in helping me stay consistent and making my health and fitness a priority. What?
That
I'm
that
like
makes
I'm
me
like
wanna
getting
cry,
emotional.
man.
I
I
know.
know, me too. That makes me
I
wanna cry.
like if I couldn't have planned. I didn't
Oh
plan
my
this at all.
god.
I literally just kind of looked over before we were getting on,
Yeah.
because I do. By the way, we do 2 weekly check-ins. They hear from me probably 3 to 4 times a week,
Yeah.
actually, with one-to-one coaching. And I was
And
just
you
looking at
keep
a little check-in for today, and I was like, oh man, that's awesome.
and let y'all know that are listening that when you are working with Coach Abby, you're going to have one-on-one, text and voice support with her inside the app
Mm-hmm.
like continuously. So that's a big help to have that coach in your pocket all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a man. Thanks for sharing that. That's amazing. I don't think that was like that's meant to be. That's the universe right
Well,
there.
we just like at the start of this podcast, we said we want to help women, make them like, I mean, maybe we didn't say these exact words, but make themselves a priority and
Yeah.
really show them like how confident they can be. And, and this just, I mean, she literally just said it. Like,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing. And we are literally doing that.
Right, right. Well, I'm going to share a testimony because everybody just because you come into Rock That Fitness, we have members that are continuing their own personal growth journey in
Mm-hmm.
Rock That Fitness because we do talk about all this mindset stuff. I mean, it's really what drives everything, anyways. So if you don't like mindset stuff and you think that that's weird and woo wooey, well, then we're not for you because we know that that's really the driver and the fuel of everything that we do. But we have had members that have been around for a long time and they've had success, but then sometimes they're like, you know what, I want to up things up, and they start to learn and see things that they need to be doing differently, or it just hasn't been their time to actually get completely in gear with their stuff. But they've always had the support and love, and they've hung out. We're a family, and so this one, this member, I'm not gonna put any names to this, but she had a recent aha moment, and I just want to share like this is just real life. Not everybody is going to be, on board, getting it all together all the time. It's not perfect. Sometimes we do something, but this person never let go. And I'm going to share. I'm going to share this little. I'm going to read what she sent me recently because she decided that she had some big things happen to her in her jobby job, and she realized, like, why didn't I do this in my fitness? So I'm going to share this. She says, I'm excited to, because she got real excited and joined me inside of the Kickstart program, because she hadn't had a small group experience with us, but she's been in membership. And she says, I had the aha moment came to me on my long flight back from Europe the day after New Year's. I had a good 10 hours to reflect on the past year. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing. I don't think she will, but I'm not going to say any names, so it's still anonymous. Um, and she said, and think about what I did and didn't accomplish in my personal health journey. I realized that was just wanting to get back in a smaller size wasn't a strong enough why. After getting my labs back this year and seeing the results, I'm not going to read all this stuff out here. I knew I had to get serious. If I want to be here for many years for my family, it doesn't help that I have genetically high cholesterol, blah blah blah. I finally, so I'm going to skip that part. So she's reflecting back on the last year, and she thought about said I thought about all I was able to accomplish in my work life, and I realized that when it came to my job, I had a successful year in executing and implementing a big project at work, which is outside my comfort zone because I had a solid strategy. I had a multitude of challenges that came up along the way too, and I dealt with them head on without getting frazzled, finding viable solutions to push my project forward. I was always focused on the end goal, and the connections I made along the way were strong contributing factors in the success as well. In my personal health and fitness journey, I didn't have that level of success. I had a couple of issues that challenged me in 2024, like this and that. Okay. Instead of just doing what was in my capacity, I made excuses instead, saying little by little, and a little becomes a lot. Well, that can go both ways. I love that she said that. Little by little, I stopped doing the training, stopped strength training, tracking, eating nutritiously. Before I knew it, that little became a lot, and I stopped even connecting with the group. See, this happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yep.
human nature. We do this. I took a social media break because I felt I needed it, but now I know that wasn't helpful for my journey. I am most successful on this journey when I am more connected to my network of Rockstar
Mm-hmm.
sisters who all support each other. While I don't have a word of the year per se for my 2025, my theme is connect to execute. If anything, this last year taught me the power of connections. And if I want to be successful and execute in my goals, I must make connecting a priority. And this was just, and she says, thanks for your support, Anna. And I'm like, this right here, it's just human.
Mm-hmm.
She
Yep.
realized none of us can do great things all by ourselves. We
Nope.
need the support. We
Mhm.
we got to have it.
Well,
So
and
here's
that's
the
like we're talking about one-to-one coaching, and yes, but also there's that community aspect is a
Yeah, this is the
major
community
player.
aspect. But
Yeah.
now I want to tell you, I'm going to read this one that I haven't read. I'm actually going to read this probably for the first time with you. This is one of your clients, Abby. I'm not going to tell you who it is.
See if I can figure it out.
You might be able to figure it out. Let me open this one up because I don't even remember how I connected with her. There was some reason I reached out to her for some reason, and she reached out, and I asked her, "Hey, can you expand on that? I'm really curious. What do you mean?" Because she said something that really caught my attention. Um, let's see here. Oh, here's what because I reached out to her, I asked her how she was doing, and she said, I'm doing pretty good. I'm dealing with a rib injury right now, and so I'm a little frustrated with that, but I'm sticking with it. As Abby said, control the things that you can. So that's what I'm doing. I love strength training. So me having the rest has been rough, lol. She says, I tell you, RTF, Rock That Fitness, was one of the best decisions I have ever
Mm-hmm.
made for myself. I feel like I'm becoming a better person all around, not just physically. That caught my eye. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, this makes me so happy for you. And I'm like, can you share some more? I would love to know more about how this is helping you become a better person all around. And she said, um, she goes, I am learning how to accept myself for who I am. This is so good. I'm learning to accept myself for who I am, my flaws and all. And even more than that, giving myself grace when things don't go as planned. Like right now, I'm working through an injury, which is making my workouts very difficult to navigate. And as a chronic pain sufferer, an injury, no matter how small, can be a huge deal. And before, I would spiral with fear and uncertainty and give up the progress that I had made because I wasn't working out all the way like I should, quote unquote. But now I'm talking with Abby. This is your client, girl, about things. And I am giving myself grace to heal. And I'm realizing that I am still making progress in other areas besides my workouts. Again, thanks to Abby's guidance, I am recognizing the behaviors and thoughts that would typically lead me down that prior road of giving up and acknowledging it in the moment and reminding myself of where I started. I'm also refusing to give up on the woman that I am becoming. I have worked very hard to get where I am right now. The woman I was 9 months ago wouldn't believe where I am now. And I have more. I have more to accomplish, she said. I'm learning to accept myself for who I actually am and not what others expect me to be. Oh, I love that. I'm even learning how to speak up for myself when I need to, which has always been hard for me. I'm learning it's not my job to make others happy. Huge, right? It's my job to love myself better because then I'm capable of loving others better. I deserve, in big words, to show myself kindness and acceptance. Trust me, if you knew me before, you would not believe where I am now. If you put the work in mentally and physically, it is so worth it. I've said it before, but I am so glad I found you guys. It's changing my life. Wow. Abby,
I know who it is.
I know you do. It's like, that's amazing. And that
Yep.
is what keeps us
It's not
as
just
coaches
about
in Rock
losing
That
weight.
Fitness. No, it's not just about losing weight. It's about
No.
changing lives. This is why
Yep.
we do what we do right here.
That's
So,
it. You cannot get better than that. I mean, you cannot.
so with that, I think we'll close up this episode. This was really great. This great. So, yeah, gonna keep on rocking. Keep on rocking. Thank you so much, Abby, for taking time out to be on the
Yeah.
show today.
This is fun.
And just as a reminder, you guys listening, if you're ready, you're ready to jump on board in some capacity, do something. You don't have to have it all figured out. When you start feeling scared, it's just because that's just your brain trying to keep you safe. That's just normal, but do it scared. Go into the show notes, click on the link, either put in an application for one-on-one coaching or get on the priority list for Rock That Fitness membership. Any
Do
last minute?
it. You will. I'm like,
Anything else, Abby?
it's, invest in you because you're worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I got.
That's all we got. Up it up. Up it up. But that's all, folks.
Thanks for listening.
All right, y'all. All right, ladies. Self-care, self-love all day, every day, in all the ways. Rock on.